Hello everyone, my name is Jessica Stallenberg. I'm an instructional technology coach. I am here to help you with your G Suite apps. I will be helping you through some of the apps to utilize for you as a teacher, but also to engage your students through better learning outcomes. Welcome to Your Brain on Google.
Welcome everyone to This is Your Brain on Google. I am an instructional technology coach. My name is Jessica Stallenberg. Today I wanted to show you about Google Slides. This is the way to create a presentation in your classroom. Your students could create presentations as well as you can create presentations. And as with other Google apps, you can collaborate on presentations together. I'm going to click on Gmail to get into my school G Suite account. That's one way to get to Google Slides. Another way is just to type in slides.google.com and it will take you there. I can click on the waffle and go to Slides that way. And I can also click on Drive and do the plus and click on Google Slides that way. So 3 ways to get into your Slides app. I create a lot of my trainings using the Slides application, and then I create something called a slide deck. And I then ask, well, what is a slide deck? Well, basically, it's just a series of slides or a group of slides that are based on one topic and taking you through the steps of how to use a particular app or how to use a particular program in our school. And that's why I have so many of these. And then I share them with teachers to help them with their digital curriculum. Sometimes I make them for students and sometimes I make them for parents as well. So you can just click here to get a blank one. I'm opening a demo presentation and I wanted to show you around the menus. It should look very similar to Docs to you. You can get a new slide there or a new presentation. You can do a new document, spreadsheet, form. You can add all of those things in your presentation. You can import slides. So a lot of times I use this feature to create a new slide deck for a different audience. For example, I might have a different view when I'm presenting to a parent versus presenting to teachers. So I might import some slides, but not all of them. I wouldn't import a slide that would show a teacher password, for example, but I might show the parents around one of the applications for their students. And so I might import some of my slides. This is helpful. I can make a copy. So I could take a copy of one of my slide decks and then just adjust that copy as well. I can download it in all these different formats. I just want you to see that for a second. You can download it as a Microsoft PowerPoint, and the same way you can upload your PowerPoints that maybe you've already created in the past and put them here and then open with, so that you can open with slides, and those two applications work very well between going back and forth between each other. I can make this available offline as well. So the misconception that you must always be connected to the internet is somewhat true, but not always true. So this making it available offline is helpful because then you can make some adjustments at home when you don't have access to the internet, and then when you get back on the internet you can upload your changes. There's a version history, which is great for if you are using this in a collaborative sense. So if you're using this with another teacher, or if you have this assigned as a project to students, they can work together in partners, and then you can see the different version history to give points. You can see all the normal other settings here that you're used to, editing, the view, inserting, so you can insert videos right into your slides. So that is one thing you've seen in my trainings where I have embedded some of my Screencastify videos into my slide deck for teachers. So sometimes the steps are a little bit complicated when you're just putting them into text. So I'll add the text here, for example, and then I'll embed a video right in there showing you what it looks like. So that's very helpful too. I can also comment on the slides. So if I have assigned it to students, I can adjust that right there. And now I would like to show you about the format menu. So the format menu should look very similar to what you would normally see in a text document. The slide demo, I wanted to show you could do an insert new slide right here. You can click the plus and insert a new slide right there. But under slide, you can do a new slide right there. So there's 3 places to add a new slide. Under the insert, insert a new slide, and it shows you it's Control M. The little plus that's over here, you can insert it that way, and you can insert it here under slide. So I can do a new slide, duplicate a slide, delete a slide, skip a slide, move a slide, change the background, apply a layout, change your transitions, edit your master right there. A master is creating how you want your future slides to act. So if you're creating a new presentation, you can edit the master and then you can save that. So when you add new slides, they all have the same look and the same kinds of boxes. So for example, if you are always adding this title, this one box for text, you could edit your master so that it creates new slides with this one box of text. So those are just things to help you change time if you're making a large slide deck of slides. I can change the theme right here also. So changing the theme, there's lots of themes already loaded into Google, and it will show you, if by clicking the theme, it will show you lots of ways that your slide deck could look. And then it will apply those changes. So for example, let's change this presentation to this theme. It automatically changed my presentation to there, but it did not change this one. So if I go back to here and I can look back at my slides, I edited the master. I can apply this theme to my whole presentation. So I'm going to go back here, and this was the one, so I'm going to apply it. So now, when I add new slides, let's see how they look now. You can see that this one and this one, but it didn't make the changes to this one and this one. So I can go back to format, and I can look at these. So since it changed this one, I could go back and change these two just by clicking over here. And I can make sure that these slides look the same. So I went to slide, and I'm going to apply this layout. Now it does. Now, since I changed this one, we can look and see what happens when I add another one. You see how all the future slides I've added, that's why you really want to set up your master slide first before you start creating your presentation. Not that it was impossible to change that, but it took a few more clicks, and I wanted you to see that. I can click on Arrange, Tools, Add-ons. And so what I wanted to show you was specifically highlighting 2 different pieces that I use every day when I'm creating my presentations. I use this Explorer tool a lot. And what it does for me is that it looks at my slides and it suggests ways to make my slides look better. So it says, Well, okay, you have this banner. This would look better. It's giving me ideas, suggestions. This one I can't read the whole banner, but it's showing me other ways that I could make my slide with the same theme and the same colors, but I could move things around to make them look a little bit more uniform and more professional. So for example, let's look at this one and see how it changes it. So it can see how it kind of stretched my image a little bit. So what I could do is shrink it down, and I'm noticing that it's still cutting off my image. If I don't like that, I can just backspace it and do it differently. I could insert my image again, and I was looking at images from my drive, and I was using this one, and let's see how it changes it. And I can decide if I like that better. It didn't stretch it this time, so I don't have to take the suggestions, is what I'm trying to show you. You don't have to take their suggestions, but sometimes they have an element that you like. For example, I liked this one that looked a little bit curvy. So I'm going to keep that part, but you'll notice that this one over here is still a straight line. This was how the Explore tool showed me that it could make that auto change, and I liked the way it looked. So I'm just showing you that you could use that Explore tool to help your slides look a little bit better as you were going through and creating your slide deck. The other piece that I wanted to show you was this tool button. So sometimes in my, okay, that was Explore. Sometimes in my world, I'm really making sure that I'm checking my spelling, because it's really embarrassing to get up in front of a group of people and find out you made a typo. This is helping you here. The other thing I wanted to show you is that you could do add-ons. So one of the add-ons that I have added when I went to get add-ons was the Screencastify for slides. Sometimes in the middle of a training, I have not only add text, but I explained how to use something. And then when my participants go back to try to replicate what I showed, they were unable to do so following my text. So I create a short video just showing them that exact skill so that they can see how the text matches what I showed them. So sometimes I will use a video right here to show people step by step how to do what I explained and replicate for themselves what I trained them on. So I'll show that here. And then when I share my slide deck out, they will not only have the text for my presentation, but they also have a redo of exactly how to apply those things. And I think those have been really helpful for the staff that I have worked with. The other thing I wanted to show you is that you can show people exactly how to do something and take their questions live. So if you are presenting in front of a group of people or in front of your class, you can open up your presentation for questions and answers. So I'm going to show you what presentation mode looks like. So look at how it changes. Okay, you don't see the slides over here anymore. You just see the actual slides, just the slide like in full screen. So as you are presenting, this is what your audience will see or your students will see. Here's where the questions and answers are right here. So I can click on this and open questions and answers to my students or to my audience. So I can start a new question and answer right here. They can add their questions here. Their questions are going to appear here, and I can pause my presentation to answer questions and adjust my training right there, which is nice because I can adjust what I'm teaching to match my audience. I can always pause it and continue and then resume it to ask more questions. So that's something I really wanted to show you because I think it's very helpful. The other thing I think is really helpful in when you're presenting to an audience, it shows you right here, add a question, and it tells where they can go to ask that question, and it will show up there. You can choose this colored pointer. So when you're trying to present to a large audience, sometimes it's difficult for them to see where your mouse is and your pointer. Well, if you make it a color, they can follow you in real time so that they can get that hands-on experience, especially when you're giving a technology training. It's hard for the audience to follow along with you. As you are talking, you always talk faster than the listener can listen and click. So sometimes it's really helpful for them to see this colored cursor. And then if they have questions, you can open that question and answer section so that they can look at they can ask those questions, those follow-up questions. I didn't get that part. Can you show me again? You can also turn on captions, and it shows you Control Shift C, or you can just click on it to turn on captions. I'm not going to allow my microphone to turn on captions at this moment because I am already using my microphone to create this video. But you could turn that on so that then they could see the text of what you're saying as well. So very helpful tools in your Google Slides. I'm going to push the escape button on my keyboard to get out of presentation mode. And I just want to show you where you can share right here. Here's where you can comment. You can share right up here. Right now it's private only to me. Remember, if you are creating something for somebody else, so such as in this video, I'm going to open my sharing settings right there to make it open to everyone. So not only can you watch my video, but you can click on my presentation, my demo presentation. So right here, I can click on advanced, and it says private only to me. So I'm going to change that. I want this public on the web so you don't even have to log in to our Google Suite to view it. And I'll save it right there. It says public on the web. Anyone with the internet can find and view. So in this presentation, you'll be able to watch it, but also click on it. I hope this is helpful to you in creating presentations with your class and with your colleagues. I think you'll find a lot of uses for using presentations in your daily life. Have a great day, everyone.